Hi, this is Rhonda with Rhonda's Crafty Chaos, and today I'm going to show you how to turn a dollar store wreath frame into something that could look like this. And what you do is you take a piece of cardboard and some ceiling tiles from the dollar store, a few flowers that you have on hand, a cute little pumpkin, and you could have you a cute little door hanger. Stay tuned and I'll show you how. Hi, this is Rhonda with Rhonda's Crafty Chaos, and today we're going to do a dollar store front door hanger. And what we're going to use a dollar store wreath frame shaped as a pumpkin and some wall tile. And you could use cardboard, but I just had a piece of the foam board, so that's what we're going to use today. We're just going to use a few flowers and the Spanish moss from the dollar store also. And so we'll get started, and for this craft we're going to need 2 of these sticky tiles. And so we'll get these unwrapped, and I'll show you why we need 2, because the pumpkin itself is bigger, so we're going to splice them together and to cover the pumpkin. And what I'm going to do on this one is, in order to splice these 2 together like this, to make them seamless like these are right here, is I'm just going to take and I'm going to cut down this one, cut it so that it will go together and it will look seamless like that. So that's what we're going to do. And I'm just going to take a little piece of painter's tape and tape them together until we get them cut out. Another piece. And this is going to be the center of our pumpkin. Okay, and then we'll just flip this over and stick this pumpkin right as close to the center as you can. And we're going to have just a little bit of the white showing, but it won't, after we get it all done, you won't ever see the white part. Get it centered in good, and then we'll just take it and cut it out just like this, and like that. Okay, and set this down here and see how we've done that. We've just traced it out, and so you'll cut it out, and let's say that we've already cut it out, and then I've put on here, I'll set this down here. On this one is the exact same thing. We spliced it, and I put 2 coats of the Waverly ivory paint on it. Okay, so we've got the 2 coats. That's all dry. I got that done ahead of time so that we wouldn't take so long on this video. Okay, and on this, whoops, I dumped my brush in there way too far. I was thinking this was my old one. I grabbed my new one. The old one, I had to stick it down to the bottom. And we're just going to cover this whole thing to distress it and just make it look antiqued, like the antiqued tile that's on the ceiling, that are hundreds of dollars to buy. So we're just going to antique this, and this is also Waverly, just the antique wax. And get it going all over. And you put it on and you wipe it off. That sounds pretty silly, but that's how we do it. You can use paint for this also. Just water your paint down just a little bit, and you put it on and you wipe it off. But you got to be a little quicker with paint than you do with the wax. So make sure you kind of, when you're painting it also, dig it in, because these grooves are pretty deep, and so you're going to want to dig it in just a little bit to make sure all of the gray are, well, when it's white, when you're painting the white on, all the gray's not, or you can't see the gray. And then on this one, we want to make sure all of the white's covered. Okay, we'll set this aside over here, out of the way. And then you just take a paper towel and we just will wipe it. And I'm going to use a little piece right here, and we'll just wipe the as much as you want to make it. I really got a lot of wax on this one, but that's what I wanted. I wanted it good and dark. I want to leave this one kind of dark. You can keep wiping, but I want it kind of the darker brown. Okay. There we go. Kind of clean up my mess a little bit right here. All right. There, that's looking so pretty. Look at that. Okay. So now we got that done. We're going to let it dry for just a second. I'm going to bring my little fan over here and let it dry for just a second. And I will, while we're doing that, I'll show you the flower stems that we're going to use. We're going to use these pretty sunflower stems. I got these at Michael's. And then I've got these two leaf ones I've got from the dollar store. And then these mums right here, I got these at Michael's also. So we'll start using them. And while this is drying, I'm going to start cutting my little flower stems off. And then I'll show you how we place the foam in and do the little arrangement inside the pumpkin. Turns out so cute. I'm going to use these leaves. Might as well use them if they're on there. Cut that little tag away. Pardon my hands, they've got some of that wax on it. I'm going to cut these apart. These sunflowers are so pretty. I'm going to have to get my bigger cutters. This has a little bit bigger wire. You're not going to need a whole lot of the stem on these because we're just going to do a little tiny arrangement at the bottom. So this is the floral foam that we're going to use, and we'll just glue it in here. I want to wait for this to dry just a bit. While we're waiting for that to dry, we get these little wood picks. You can get them at Walmart or any of the craft supply stores, and they're just a little pick, and it has a wire on it. And what you do is you just stick it on. See, these don't have a wire to poke into this stuff. So we're going to just stick this little pick on it. And you just wind it up around the little thing, and then they're easier to poke into the styrofoam. So we'll get all this prepared while we're waiting for our stuff to dry here. A few of these little leaves, because we're going to want to use them because they go with the sunflower. I'll probably just use the 3. We're not going to need a whole lot of flowers in it. And see, these I just cut just a short little thing. It looks like that's getting pretty dry. Kind of help it out right there. See how I rubbed that and it kind of went way lighter. So that's the only part we'll even mess with. And look, this is the floral foam, and see how I cut it on an angle like this so it sits flush with this when I put that in there. See how that's looking? And we're going to cover this green foam so we don't see that with this Spanish moss that I got from the dollar store. And this stuff is a mess, but it really adds to it. And how you attach these are with our, let's set this back over here. I think we're done with it. With these little U-pins like this. We get these at, I seen them at the dollar store today, so you can get them at the dollar store and at any craft store too. So we're going to want to cover this so you don't see the green. Pull a little bit more out. You want to have a good coverage. Nothing's uglier than seeing some green foam when we're doing an arrangement. Okay, so there's that. Get all that put back in there. Clean up our mess a little bit. Another pin. There we go. Okay, so that's secure. Now we're going to attach. Oh, we're not going to attach that yet, silly. We're going to do our flowers first. So, like I said in the last video, we're going to do it in groups of 3. So we're going to put the big one there, and we're going to put a small one over here, and we're going to do them in triangles. So we're going to put another one right up here, so we've got our triangle going on, and we're going to have it just kind of poking up there. So, all right. Now we're going to put a couple of these little flowers in, and this is just to kind of take up space in the rest of this. But we're going to do these also in our triangle thing. We're going to put one there. There we go. All right, and one down here. We're going to have that poked in there quite a ways because we're not going to want to. I'm going to leave that one out for just a second until we get the leaves in there, and then I'll see if we even need it. Okay, I want to put a leaf over by this one. Tuck it down and up that way. So I'm going to put just a little bit of glue so that this will kind of lay down there and not poke up and be an eyesore. All right, these dollar store little leaves, we're going to add the color. We've got the yellow in there, but we want more color. So we're going to put these in here. I like the bright orange, but then I do like the muted colors too. So we're going to do a few of them there. I'm going to put another leaf right here. All right. We're going to take that one and put that one back there like that. And we're going to put a couple of these little leaves in there. Just kind of build it as you go, and then put this on and just see what it looks like. Because you're going to want your flowers to kind of poke out a little bit, but not a whole lot. So I'm going to put this going down there. There we go. All right. Gosh, that's looking really cute. Okay. And now we're going to attach this wreath frame, this pumpkin wreath frame to it. And what I do is I take this little V part and I put it right behind there and kind of slide it up. So it kind of just wedges in there. Okay. And then you take the bottom and then just kind of pull it down. And we're going to glue some. See, so it's kind of just sets her just like that. We're going to glue some of this. Or I couldn't decide if I wanted that or this. I think I'm going to go with this one. And we're just going to glue it around the edges to hide the foam board. Scoot that over just a bit. Okay, so we're gonna start down at the bottom. We'll just run a bead of glue. My raffia's going crazy over here. It's climbing out the box. Getting all over in my glue gun. There we go. Raffia is uncontrollable most of the time. Okay, so we're just going to start gluing right here, and you're going to want to grab that card or the foam board or cardboard. You can use cardboard. It would probably be just better than the foam board, but I didn't have a big enough piece of cardboard. And see how we're just putting that right along there, right along the edge, right there. And we're going to do 2 rows of it. So once we get around, we'll go around one more time. And we're just putting the glue right there. There we go. So press it in there. And this will just give it a nice finished look. I love how this is turning out. This is turning out really cute. My glue gun has decided to not cooperate with me too much. Okay, there we go. I just had to show it who's boss. Darn glue gun. Okay, as we keep going around, okay, we're going to do something really cute to that stem. I'm going to make it bigger because they have the littlest stem on them. What's going on with my rope here? Trying to get all tangled. There we go. Okay. Keep going around. Okay. Almost all the way around, and then we'll go around it one more time. Okay. And see how we have that little bit of gap right here? That'll be just fine. That's what this rope is for. We'll close it up with 2 rolls of this rope, and you'll never even know that it was there. Okay, see how that's almost closed it up right now? Get that going up there. And our next row, you will never see it. Okay, we're almost to the end. Now, we are going to go on the outside of this, and I'm just going to put the bead of glue right on the rope. And as it goes around, it will cover everything up, everything you want to. So such a fun little thing to plan out. I love these ceiling tiles. They are so much fun. I've got so many more projects that I'm going to do with them. They are versatile in so many ways. So when you see them at the dollar store, pick you up quite a few of them, because I've got some plans for lots of creating with these. Okay, look how cute that's looking. That was looking so cute, and we are almost to the end. And we get to decorate. That's the best part. Cut that off. There we go. Get that all done. Look how cute that turned out so far. So far, so cute. All right. I'm going to take a little piece of this. It's a drop cloth that I just got on, I think I got it at Lowe's. And we are going to build us a little bit bigger stem with this drop cloth. Might need more glue. And you fold it in like that, and we'll fold it like this, but I want to twist it, give it a little bit of a twist, so that, see how that just kind of makes it cute? You have the thing, and then we'll just give it a little twist. That'll make it kind of look like a little pumpkin stem. Okay, now we're going to use some of this raffia that was getting all tangled up in my glue gun. We're just going to pull out a few strings of this and tie us a cute bow, and we will be done with this little fall project. It's a cute one you can put on your door. If you don't want a wreath, you could put one of these little fall pumpkins on your door. And it can just be as cute as can be. Okay. Tie. Just like you're tying a bow. Trim this off. And trim these off. Alright, and we are finished. Look how cute that turned out. You can play around with your flowers just a little bit. Tuck your leaves in, pull your flower stems out. I'm going to put this one right down over here so it's not sticking out so far. Tuck and pull your flowers around, whatever you like. And that just turned out as cute as can be. I love it. I love the little sunflower on it. Tuck that right down under there. See how cute it turned out? Thank you for watching. And I went to the dollar store and just was so inspired with everything. I had a whole cartload of stuff, and so I've got a bunch of fun fall projects from the dollar store coming up. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you. Bye-bye.